Josh Moss, with affordable heating and cooling, provides residential HVAC and duct cleaning services to the Middle Tennessee area. With more than 20 years of experience, Josh Moss and the AHC team provide 24/7 service and take care to ensure whatever work you need done is done in a professional, timely manner. Contact AHC at 615-745-1676. That's 615-745-1676. Or go to their website at affordableheatingandcoolingtn.com.
Most people know that their insurance can provide them with coverage for the many life's mishaps, but I can help you also unlock discounts, save money, and get benefits with Farmers Insurance policy perks. Whether we're discussing home or auto insurance, I am here to help you understand these great perks. Call me, Mark Lewis, at 615-625-7070 for a quote, and you can get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Not available in every state. Only available with select Farmers branded policies underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate.
Mike and Felicia Sparks, owner of the Vanity Zone Salon, want to invite you to stop in for your next haircut or color. Their stylists Michelle, Tori, Tracy, Brandy, Sarah, and Gail offer the best creative cuts and color for all ages, for men and women. The Vanity Zone is located at 732 Nissan Drive in Smyrna, to the right of the Crystals Restaurant. To look and feel your best, visit the Vanity Zone Salon today. Call 615-355-1721 to book your next appointment.
At Dr. Automotive in Smyrna, we're committed to providing local car owners with top-notch auto repair services. With over 2 decades of experience, our ASC certified master technicians are experts in both foreign and domestic vehicles, ensuring accurate diagnosis and timely, cost-effective repairs. From oil changes to major engine and transmission repairs, we've got the cure for your car. Dr. Automotive, keeping your car running smoothly, mile after mile. Visit our website, smyrnaautorepair.com.
Hey everybody, my name is Marcus Manise. I am the founder and executive director of Strong in My Father Youth and Family Services. Our organization is designed to help young men growing up in homes with our father have a better chance at a better life and a better opportunity. Our organization is preventative, so our goal is to prevent kids from going to jail, juvenile, but live out the purpose that God truly has designed for them. For all information on our organization, if you're looking for a mentorship program and your child is between grades 2nd through 9th, we encourage you to go to our website, stronginmyfather.org, for more information. Sign up to be a part of Stronger Sons Mentorship Program. And then we're hoping that this program continue to help your son live out the true dreams that God truly has designed for them.
AFFI is Middle Tennessee's premier choice for pest, wildlife, and moisture control. They specialize in those difficult and unique cases. You can reach them by phone at 615-300-2395. That's 615-300-2395. Or stop in at 200 Glenrose Lane in Smyrna.
My wife and I enjoy going by Yard Sale Inc. We usually go to both locations, the one in Smyrna as well as the one in Murfreesboro. A lot of times on Saturday mornings we stop by, and their inventory changes weekly, so you never know what you're going to see, and it's mostly open box. The name fits it. It's exactly that. It's a yard sale. If you don't totally agree with the price, the staff is always friendly and nice and willing to work with you.
That's the Yard Sale Store in Smyrna at 111 Enon Springs Road West, in Murfreesboro at 204 South Front Street, and online at bestdealintown.com.
This is Conversations with Mike Sparks.
Are you concerned with the state of America, your state, your community? Then you're in the right place. State Representative Mike Sparks. He and guests are here to talk about local politics, history, faith, and freedom.
So this is Conversation with Mike Sparks. I'm your host, Mike Sparks. Connor, how you doing? Great. How's school?
Did you miss my graduation?
I missed your graduation party.
He graduated 4 years ago.
Yeah, real proud of him. Brought him some pizza tonight. My wife made that pizza.
Oh, really? Oh, hey, that's kind of the fourth person he's passing. I didn't say how many pieces, Mike, you brought.
Well, I brought a lot. I brought some to Marty. My wife really is a good cook.
I know she is.
And I carried it to Marty, and man, the traffic was terrible out there on I-24, man. Mm-hmm. Harding was backed up past Sam Ridley. So I took the back way out Blair Road and back up. I don't even know what those roads are.
I do. I used to be the paper boy.
Remember Battle Road or Battle Drive or something. And then on the way back there was another wreck, and so I cut across BJ's. And you ever try to take shortcuts that cost you a longer time?
Plenty of times.
With you. I was old neighborhood. I grew up. I think I was Mike's dad's paper boy.
Yeah.
And Mike said, "Did he cuss you out?" I said, "He must have been my
dad was hard. He was hard."
But I was in there. Me and Mike went that way, and he's wanting me to take a shortcut. He said, "I thought you was a paper boy. I didn't know where I was." That was 1960s, you know.
Yeah, my dad was rough. My dad could cuss, and he'd make poetry out of it. I mean, as a kid, I was mesmerized, Ron. I was like, I mean, if he really put that in, or really a strong effort, he could probably been a nice songwriter or something. You know, he said some stuff that I couldn't. Man, it's so funny, but they were bad profanity that I'd get kicked off the air if I shared it. It's so bad.
Don't do it.
But it was funny. But what we're going to talk about tonight, speaking of bad language and poetry, we're going to get into some music. But we've in music and therapy and a little bit about what we talked last week, but you've got a few announcements you want to make.
Well, first of all, you know Angie Gill, my second cousin, the one that won the chili cook-off. Her husband,
rigged.
Yeah, it was rigged, and they both walked out the door prize.
Yes.
Yeah, and everybody thought it was rigged because it was my cousin.
Yeah,
it's her birthday tomorrow. Tell her happy birthday.
How old is she?
I don't know.
Oh, you know.
Jeff told me yesterday at the church.
Yeah,
and also my neighbor, Premier Construction and Concrete. Brad Gordon, and like I said, man, he's the best, and they gave me eggs, they got chickens and stuff, so I thought, man, I'm gonna give y'all a shout out.
Oh, good.
But you have to pull it up on Facebook, man. He does some, he does it all. Concrete. Oh man, he does these waterfalls, this stamping. He does it all. He does do part of it and send somebody else.
He lives right there to the right of
Larry Lee. You know where he is. Yeah,
Okay.
You saw his little boat sitting there blocking his house, didn't you? Did you see that boat sitting there?
No.
Big Bertha, that was his big boat.
boat.
Yeah, he does good. I guess he does good at it, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so he must be pretty good.
You know, the best day to have a boat, ain't it?
Yeah.
Day you buy it, day you sell it.
I know you don't do that. I know.
No.
But anyway, we got tomorrow. We got our Memorial Day over at Smyrna. It starts at 9:00 over at the Coos Memorial, and anyway. I'd already asked Ron if he actually was gonna. He has performed there before. At it, and
does an awesome job.
But Mike, some of these guys here, like of course, Hahn, Freddie Hahn, Russell Hercules was Brian's nephew, and Raymond Mitchell and James Hurlson. I worked with his, actually worked with his dad at Bridgestone. Yeah, he got it was bad, and I mean, like Sniper got him. And
you talking about Raymond Mitchell?
No, this is one is Hurlson, and they had a big mural at Bridgestone in there. I worked with him at Bridgestone, and then of course my uncle, he got killed in Normandy in 1944. Want to honor him. Yeah. But anyway, and I.
Well, you got to speak a couple of years ago, did
you? Yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago. But like I said, that's the first time I seen Ron. I didn't really know him, but I seen him perform, and I said, man, this guy's all right.
Yeah, Ron's a good guy. I don't care what they say.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to can I give a shout out to someone military?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No, you can't. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, my father-in-law, Benton Lassiter, flew in Vietnam.
Wow.
And since passed away. And then, of course, my good friend J.T. Cooper.
Yeah, JT. How's he doing? You talked to him in a while.
He's doing better, yeah. Seen him recently.
I wish we could play his song. It's very politically incorrect. Connor, we get in trouble if we played his song?
If you think it is,
Hey, if you want to listen to it, go to YouTube. How's it go? JT Cooper, the one.
Warrior Rounds.
Yeah. But Mr. No Apology.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a awesome song. But we can't play some of that music because it cuts off the podcast, Connor. Is that right? It'll cut the podcast.
If it's copyrighted, it will, because we can't do copyrighted music.
Okay.
Yeah.
But speaking
anyway, I just want to give thank you those guys for their service.
Yeah, thank him for his service. But right here, like I said, I brought a couple of folks in with me tonight. My sister's granddaughter, which she calls me Uncle Roger, which that's fine with me. It's her dad, Dave, is my nephew, and her friend Maria Mendez. She's actually a singer, and my sister's actually one told me about her. And so I called Elisa, and and I listened to it. I said, that girl's pretty good.
Yeah.
And she's played a lot of places downtown and around, so. But anyway, I know how you'll work your way.
Yeah.
To her.
Did we? I told you there was a lot of planning that went into this show tonight.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah, we heard about all the plans.
all the planning, all the pre-planning. But do you have before we segue into Ron? Do you have anything out there on YouTube that he could pull up or anything?
I do. I actually have all my music on YouTube, and I have it on Apple Music, Spotify, really anything you can think of.
Well, he could. You want to just kind of.
Yeah.
Come right here and tell him, and then
Absolutely.
we'll segue into. Y'all get that set up, and we'll go into Ron.
All right.
Ron Alley, just a awesome guy, carpe artista, talented artist, musician, creative, genius, and in our Rotary Club, and a strong Christian believer. And Ron, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me on.
Yeah. Sorry, it's such short notice.
It's all right. It's all right.
You get more than a day, Ron?
No.
Okay.
You know, I kind of like doing it that way. I don't like all the planning, and I just like let's throw it together, man.
Off the cuff.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It does. It seems to work out pretty good. It really does.
Well, the good Lord just pulls it all through. But Ron, you've been a musician, I guess all your life.
A long time. Yeah. Started singing when I was in. Oh, good grief! I can't even tell you. So,
who encouraged you? Who was the first? Person?
My family.
So you're.
Yeah. So I have 2 brothers, 3 sisters. There's 6 of us, and we came from a musical family.
Where'd y'all grow up at?
Born in Nashville, grew up in Chattanooga.
Okay. Oh, Chattanooga's a beautiful area.
Spent a short stint in St. Louis. My dad was in public television.
Oh yeah, okay.
He was a television manager. Brought the station online in Chattanooga back in.
Your folks still around?
Yeah, my dad is still here. Just saw him today.
Is he in? Where's he?
He's here in Murfreesboro.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, 94.
Are you serious?
And still doing great.
Man, did I tell you about this 94-year-old guy that passed Roger on the steps last week? Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, the whole
Mr.
world
Charles
knows about
Jones.
it now. He posted that. He said, "I'm sorry I made fun about you." I said, "Man, he's not 95. He'll be 95 in June."
But well, the point I'm making, he really gets around good. You know, he grew up at Old Jefferson. You know, and we had a good meeting with THDA about affordable housing. He's wanting to help invest in like an apartment complex where if somebody rents the units at the end of 5 years, they will build up a nest egg and he'll cut them a check back. He bought Brenda Bryant's house. Well, from us, my son was selling it.
Yeah.
Talk about a God thing. I just happened to talk to Brenda. We just happened to decide to sell it. My son did. And she said, "Mike, I'm looking for something." And boom, he stroked a check. And at the time she couldn't buy it. But here, this is real deal, man. She closed on this thing last year and already has $170,000 worth of equity. So this is the reality of something that Mr. Jones is wanting to do. So if there's any folks out there that's got an apartment complex they consider selling or some acreage that could be a potential apartment complex, this guy's wanting to put it together. But but speaking of somebody that's 94, 95, he gets around.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
He really. That's
great. I'll never hear that.
I know. I'm sorry.
The joke had never quit, giving, I guess.
How's Carpe Artista come along?
Come along. We've got a big event coming up in June 14th. Our annual event, Simply Smyrna Celebration, which is 5 different music stages. It's 120 plus vendors and and we food trucks and all the fun stuff, beer garden, wine tasting, jazz, and the International Dance Festival does their final night at Simply Smyrna. So
it's a robot. Is it an internet? That's Mike's.
That's Mike.
That's not me. I got extra Caucasian syndrome. I can't dance. Anyway,
so we've got that coming up. So we're working on.
You kind of had the vision for all this, didn't you? Years
well, it's
ago?
part of the growth of and development of the Depot District. So
one of my favorite scriptures is Proverbs, for lack of vision the people perish. So folks like you have to start somewhere and make it happen.
We've been trying to instill vision for the revitalization for the historic Depot District for 14 years now.
How do you deal with naysayers and haters and Debbie Downers in the world?
We go, look what's already happened.
Amen to that, brother. You're right.
Look what's already happened, because we've made a difference down there.
Yes, you have. Does my buddy Steve Burkett come out there and play?
Oh, yeah.
Steve, we used to have this
Steve's great.
really cool intro music, girls. It was really cool. You ever heard of Five Finger Death Punch?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, have you really? I was asking Steve. I said, Steve, because we had some kind of, it was Doobie Brothers, which y'all probably never heard of before.
No, I don't think we know that one.
and it was Doobie Brothers and somebody else.
Village People.
No, it wasn't Village People. And Steve,
another
Steve,
70s band.
Well, Steve, Steve's a strong believer, and I was kind of challenged, thinking, okay, as a Christian, should I have this, like some of this? Oh, then maybe Motley Crue or something. He goes, oh man, I wouldn't do that. He goes, try Five Finger Death Punch. And I started listening to them, and I was like, oh my gosh. But if you listen to the words of the song, Five Finger Death Punch, Washed Away. You ever heard Washed Away?
I don't know if I've heard that one, but I've heard a few of those.
It's real. It almost sounds like a Christian song. If you listen to the words of the song, it's like the Village People. I mean, YMCA. I mean, if you listen to the words, it's really a cool song. Because, if you really listen, and see, the problem is nobody takes the time to listen.
Right, yeah.
So there's some powerful words to that song. You ever read the words of the song?
I haven't, no.
Oh, it's really pretty.
Now I'm going to have to. You got me interested.
He's by himself and, went to the YMCA and found, camaraderie and people, and we as people, we have to be around other people.
Absolutely.
Because loneliness is just it's part of depression, and it gets worse and worse and worse.
It does.
That
it does.
And by the way, speaking of, this is Mental Health Awareness Month.
So
Volunteer Behavior just put a big event together and had a lot of vendors out there, and met a group called MASH, some super nice people out there that helps for homelessness with veterans out there.
We just did a songwriters night not last night, but a week ago Saturday at Carpe for mental health.
Really?
Raised some money for one of the mental health organizations. So
I know Warrior Rounds. That's kind of how I knew JT, because he mentioned Freddie Hahn. I trained Freddie at Nissan, and Freddie lost his life in Iraq, and we don't know why these things happen, and it's just it I guess it plays on you, and what he has seen, meaning JT, I never dealt with that kind of stuff, like my father in World War II.
I can't imagine.
But explain to listeners why there is power in music and songwriting.
Oh, well, first of all, the songwriting has shown a lot of positive influence helping veterans deal with their PTSD. It helps them actually, it's therapeutic to actually share the story and then see and hear it performed by others, and there's just something about it that is transformational for them. Even the military is using art and music therapy as a means for dealing with PTSD. So yeah, it's powerful.
Girls, what's y'all's thoughts?
I have got to agree, because me as a personally, me as a songwriter, I write what I feel. So if it don't relate to everybody, what's the use in it? Because you've got to have stuff out there that genuinely connects with people and your listeners and stuff like that. Like you gotta have that connection for sure. Or there's nothing.
I don't like to ask y'all's age, but how old are you young ladies?
Well, yeah,
24?
we're 24. We'll be 25 August and in September.
Man, I got socks and jackets older than y'all. I really do. Seriously, I really do. So can you give us an example of something that you kind of took pain or some kind of a situation and kind of turned it into a song?
Absolutely. I have a song called Runaway, and it basically is just what I was feeling in the time of I was going through an abusive situation with family members, and I used that as my outlet, and just kind of wrote down what I felt and how I wanted to get away from that and how it doesn't get to hold me down like that, you know. And it's just it like you said, it's powerful. Words are very powerful.
Well, who do you look up to as far as a singer or songwriter today?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Don't tell me Taylor Swift.
No,
please
I
don't.
love you, Taylor Swift, but I am not a Swiftie girl. I'm not a Swiftie. I really don't know just yet. I kind of listen to a bunch of different music, and they all speak to me in their own ways. So I don't know if I really have a favorite. I don't know if
So
I've
do
got
you
a
look for
favorite.
mentors? Do you have anybody you kind of consider a mentor?
I have a buddy that I did. I used to sing downtown on the stages downtown, and my guitarist, his name is Sam Wallace. He was kind of an inspiration for me. He pushed me to be better, pushed me to keep going and use different altos, use different stages of my voice that I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see him as a mentor.
So do y'all find coaches, I guess, that help with singers? I mean,
Oh, well, we have instructors, but we find, through our camps and stuff, we do a lot of music camps, rock band and just a bunch of stuff. And then plugging those, the students into our events that we do. And musical theater, we do a ton of musical theater, and we've seen them grow in their leadership ability because
Jeremy,
of the mentorship.
Jeremy, our trusted intern, he sings at church. Didn't see you at church, Jeremy. Would you skip church or something today? Did you skip church?
I was at work, Mike.
Oh, were you working?
You and me both.
Kind of hear some hostility in that tone there. I looked over. I didn't see nobody on the drums. But one day he sang. This microphone's fine. What was that song you sang, Jeremy? What was that song that you sang?
1 second, hold on.
You had. He's very talented. Plays several different instruments and sang. It was a really good,
it was.
good song.
There was a. We did it for our choir special. Oh man, what's the name of it? I'd have to text our MD Ryan to ask him like what song we were singing. But yeah, no, he texted me saying, "Hey, I got this song." This was like way back in March, and so he's texted me saying, "Hey, I got the song that I want to put on in like April or something." You, me, and my wife Kelsey. And then, as time went on, he said, "You know what? Do you just want to solo this?"
Yeah. Oh, you did a great job.
And I said, "Yeah, sure." And so, but yeah, no, I said, "Yeah, I'll solo it." And so, got up there and did my thing. And so.
But you don't remember the name of the song you sang?
I don't remember the name of the song. And that's terrible because it was like one of the I wouldn't necessarily say one of the better performances that I've ever done before, but
dude, you rocked it, man. I just gotta. Yeah. Even my wife looked at me. She goes, "Did you know he could sing that good?" I said, "No, man. I mean, it didn't even fit. It didn't even fit you. Like the. You ever heard somebody sing and it's like that?
That just came out of you?
Yeah.
Yes, I totally get it.
I was blown away.
What was your impression of me when you first heard me sing? Like
that's the first time I ever heard you sing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the first time I heard you. I heard you on the drums and some other, instruments.
Oh no, I've sang. I recorded a song back in 2015 for my mother when she had cancer.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Thankfully.
You wrote it? No.
Yeah, I did.
Good for
I wrote
you.
it. Figured out the chords, played the drums to it, did everything with the help of a producer who lived in Smyrna. But I think he's now in Nashville. Jeff Butterworth is his name.
No, he's in Smyrna.
He is? Oh, he still lives in Smyrna? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, shout out Jeff.
He's in my band.
Oh, really?
Oh, man. What a small world.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, shout out Jeff.
Shout out to Jeff Butterworth.
Yeah. Fantastic man. He helped me.
He teaches for me, too.
Yeah. So he helped me get that song down on paper when at a time when I didn't know how to process, how to deal with a family member having cancer.
Yeah.
And so that was a very cathartic experience for me.
Yeah. There's another example of music actually helping you deal emotionally with with something that you're going through at the time. So, which is really great. So, there's something about not words when it's set to music that goes deeper into who you are and touches you much deeper than just the words by themselves. I don't know what it is, but there's something just there's something that touches us and transcends into places that we many times don't even know are there.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like you, I have a wide variety of musical tastes, classic rock, country, a little bit of rap, jazz.
Sure.
So I'm all over the board. And so a lot of, but I was raised on classic rock, being in the car with my folks, and they would Skinner, Zeppelin, Eagles, Stones, you name them. Everybody from that time, and so that was what I grew up listening to.
So you still playing down, or do you play down on Broadway? What's it?
Not anymore.
We used to call it Lower Broad. What do they call it now?
I don't know what they call it now, but I don't get to go on there no more. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
You know, you'd think that you'd go in and you'd get
just too loud.
No, it's just it don't have opportunities.
Really?
I mean, I guess for some people, if you're the favorite.
Yeah. You know my buddy Mike Odom, John Odom, any of them?
Mike Odom kind of sounds familiar.
Oh, you know Mike Odom. Anyways, I was down there. We had a meeting downtown. It was somewhere at one of the. It wasn't a club. It was a nice restaurant, and I don't go to clubs for the record. And,
just to let you know.
Me and Mike used to back in the day.
You do clubbing? You go to the clubs? I'm
no,
kidding.
we were like 18. I was like 18. But Mike's older than me. But I hear somebody holler at me, you know, and from one of the honky tonks down there, I'm like, "Who's that?" It's Mike Sparks. And he was hollering, come out the sidewalk, and it was Mike Odom. I think Mike still plays out there. You know?
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people do.
Talented guys, Odom brothers, just some great guys, great singers. So what do you kind of look for now as far as opportunities?
I kind of go for the social media type of look, just because. I mean, I did have that, and that kind of opened my opportunities, but not much.
Yeah.
Like I said, you kind of got to be a favorite down there.
Social media is where a lot of current artists are making it big.
TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, just having your music out there, point blank, period, is kind of.
So how do you monetize that though?
I use the what is it? United Masters to establish my music onto the platforms. Okay. And I go to the studio. Well, I was going to the studio in Murfreesboro, and that's where I recorded. So I'd record it and then, establish it and put it through United Masters, and it'd be out there.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah. Now, who inspired you to try to kind of go into music?
Honestly, I have an aunt. Her name is Cree Harrison.
Okay.
She was on American Idol.
Oh, really?
Wow.
She won second place, and she's kind of my role model with that.
Really?
She taught me how to do the piano. She taught me how to play guitars.
So you grew up here?
Nice.
I grew up in Nashville.
Nashville? Mm-hmm. Where'd you go to school?
I went to Smyrna. I've been in Smyrna since I was 4, but I was
okay.
born
Graduated
out in
from high
Nashville.
school?
Yeah.
Were you in my graduating class?
I think so.
17?
You look really familiar. Well, I was in 19.
You were 19? Okay, wow.
2 years behind you.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You looked familiar. I was like, I know who that is.
All right.
I walked in and I was like,
world.
I walked in and I was like, that's not who I think it is it?
I know. I'm like, man.
So you weren't singing in high school?
No, I mean, I was singing. I wasn't doing what I do
or anything
now.
like that?
No, I wasn't. Yeah. I did do choir. I did
You?
choir.
Good for you.
Yeah, and I did vocal lessons with Dance with Stacy when I used to dance. So I did that. But after that, I really didn't have anything until now. Doing what I do now.
You kind of got obviously a Southern accent. Yeah, a little country accent, that's for sure.
You know
the now tell your buddy that came with you. Y'all jump in here.
Come on, listen.
What's your thoughts on music and its impact on mental health and just helping folks?
I don't know. I listen to all music too. I wish I was a singer, but I can't. I try, but I can't. I can't sing. She's my inspiration when it comes to like music and stuff. Hers really come from the heart. Yeah. So her music really helps a lot when you're like just going through something and stuff like that. So
what do you tell young people today that may be listening or hear this podcast in the future, if they have some aspirations to get into music, what would you tell them?
Never give up.
Yeah.
No matter what, even when it feels like it's paused and it's not going to go anywhere, you keep going.
Yeah.
Because you never know what'll pop up. You never know who's listening, who's looking, and being downtown Nashville, that put a big, different perspective on me. Because, you really don't know who's going to come out in that crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
There's Kid Rock coming to his bars, and I sing at his bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You like Kid Rock?
I do, absolutely. Yeah. Sweet Home Alabama. I'm not an Alabama fan, but
I want to get him to come up and...
I am one.
Ron, don't start laughing. I want him to come up and sing Amazing Grace at State Capitol.
That would be amazing. He's pretty awesome.
We're working on... Yeah, that was my bill. Made it the official state hymn, Tennessee. Okay. Amazing Grace. Nice. It's written by a slave ship captain. Ron knows the history, and a lot of folks don't know the history. And some of these old hymns, the history of the hymns.
Yeah.
And if you go back and study some of this, it goes back to what you're talking about. But some of this was written, 200 years ago.
Yeah.
You think, wow, look at the inspiration that John Newton found, Yeah. So I got to meet with Priscilla Presley last year.
Never mind. Yep.
Elvis's wife.
Oh, don't get me started on Elvis and Dolly now.
Oh, you like them?
Those are my people.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I was asking her about Graceland. I mean, I didn't even really try to segue into the music. I just said, why'd y'all call it Graceland? She said, it was already named Graceland. And then I got talked to her about, I had a music therapy bill, just trying to bring awareness. And, as a Republican, it's like, people kind of look at you like, what are you talking about, music therapy? See, I didn't even know there was music therapy.
Oh, yeah.
I just started listening to J.T. Cooper. Mm-hmm. And then my sister, which folks have heard me talk about, I had a sister in a nurse home. Sadly, she passed last year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I heard her singing Country Road, Take Me Home
I love
to the
that
place I
song.
belong, but she didn't know who I was. She had a brain injury. But she knew the words of a song from 1978, 77?
Yep.
And then I was playing Amazing Grace when my mother was passing away. She was in hospice, and it was like medicine. It calmed her down, her breathing calmed down, her moans calmed down, and she passed the next day.
Yeah.
And then my first grandbaby came into the world premature, and I didn't think about it, but my son named the baby Grace. Oh, it was like, I was like, whoa, this is some cool confirmation,
It's chilling.
I know Ron doesn't believe that kind of stuff, do you, Ron?
What? That look.
You got a little Pentecostal in you, don't you? You're a little on the Pentecostal side.
I'll throw my hands up occasionally, yeah.
You know what I mean? You say amen. You'll say amen.
I will.
Yeah. What is Connor able to pull up anything?
Yeah, he was.
So can we play something?
Absolutely.
Which song you want to play?
The song that we're gonna play now is it's called "Don't Be Blind," and it's basically kind of like a song. It can go two ways. You could do it for like a loved one, like that you're into or whatever, or it could be, don't block your blessings.
Okay.
So,
all right. Let's hear it.
Something that you could have had. Don't wanna throw every minute straight into the past. You don't wanna go in not knowing if it's gonna last. But baby, stop thinking and look up into the clouds. Don't be blind to the light. Don't you see? All your baby, don't you see I'm right here waiting for you? And now you gotta know that there's nothing that I wouldn't do to hold your hand and make you my man. It's a dream come
wrote that?
I sure did.
What moment were you in when you wrote that?
I was in a blocked moment. Kind of like, okay, what do I do now? What do I think? You know, just kind of just blocked, very blocked. I didn't know
Blocked
which way to
meaning
go.
you were going through a tough relationship with somebody or something?
It kind of, yeah. I didn't know which way it was going to turn out. I didn't know what was going to happen. Luckily, it all turned out great.
Good.
But yeah, I was just very blocked. I didn't know what to do, so I just wrote about it and I just sung it.
So did that took you weeks to write or hours to write?
Like a couple hours, like 2 hours.
For real?
Yeah.
Mike, some of the biggest hit songs in music history take probably anywhere between an hour to about 2 hours.
Wow, cool.
So they say, yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Ron, what's your thoughts?
Oh, I just know it to be true. I know it's others take weeks to
Years
write,
and
years sometimes, because there'll be inspiration for one part at
Writer's
one
block.
time, and then there'll be an inspiration for the finish of it at another time. So it just varies, but it's amazing. Yeah.
Our mutual friend Jeff, he imparted this little bit of advice to me. If you are in some like a writer's block, trying to figure out what's your next song that you're going to write, he said, break it down as simplest as you can. Write a song as simple as a song about a thumbtack, and build around that. And so, who knows? It could. But yeah, that's one thing that he imparted on me. And so, some of this, I have some stuff on my hard drive that's unreleased. It's not going to be released. So, just some ideas. But yeah, a lot of that was centered around that building block and that frame of.
There's value in just writing, even if nobody sees or hears it, because it inspires more inspiration. It continues to grow creativity. So just writing daily, even just journaling, just writing what you think inspires and opens up creativity.
Absolutely.
You don't take crazy mushrooms or anything like that.
No.
Don't have to.
No. You may be able to write a crazy song with that, though.
Well, you go back and look at who was the guy, Morrison.
Van Morrison.
Yeah.
Van Morrison.
I mean, some of the songs that he wrote, it's like, whoa, where is this stuff coming from?
Yeah. Right.
Jim
Morrison.
Jim Morrison.
Okay.
And it's
Jim
like,
Morrison.
what was this
The other
guy?
Morrison.
This guy was on something when he's writing this, but I was listening to some of the songs that you'd hear that would about like Vietnam.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Fortunate Son. Run Through
that
the
one,
Jungle.
I was listening, going back, and I was wondering why he wrote it.
Fortunate Son.
Yeah, I mean,
it's listening to the lyrics. Some folks were born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue. And when the band plays "Hail to the Chief," ooh, they point the cannon at you. It ain't me. It ain't me. Ooh, I'm. What is it? I don't know, fortunate one, something like that.
Yeah.
It's. That is a very interesting song to sort of like study. There's a lot of songs back in the day which I think a majority of them were like anti-war, and so but they were good. They were classics.
Yeah.
I'd have to do some digging to see if like there was any like pro-war songs back in the day, but I can't imagine that. But I think "Fortunate Son" was it sung from the like point of view of like a politician's son? Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a time and an era where they weren't writing and performing music to make a lot of money. They were writing and performing music to make statements and to express themselves. Okay, and because they believed in music and the power of music. So that you have a lot more liberty to make some really great music when you're not trying to impress a lot of people for the dollar. So
it's kind of crazy because the best songs come when you don't think.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, when you think too hard, you get that writer's block.
Yeah.
But when you don't think, it just flows freely.
Now, folks when Connor had that pulled up, if somebody wanted to learn more about you, where do they go to?
So it's really difficult, and I don't know why, but it's under Raya Baby, RIYAB. Wait, hold on. RIYABABY. But you have to look up conversations after it to find my my account on YouTube.
Okay.
But if you look it up on Apple Music, it pops up fine. But it's just on YouTube where it's a little difficult. I don't know why.
I'll maybe I can let you pull it up on my phone and then I can post it on my
Absolutely,
Facebook
I thought that
page there. You know, go ahead. Well, Ron, I was telling you, you know, I've shared this with the show. You know, I finished back in December. I finished my second degree in media, and my guidance counselor, she said, you know, you've got to have a history. You've got to have a history of media, and she said this history of the recording industry will fit. And to be honest with you, Ron, I was like, man, I don't take this music class. It's going to be boring and all. But man, I'll tell you what, it ended up, I always feel like every class I ever took at MTSU, that I was in there for a reason. There was something I was going to get out of this. And what was so cool with this song, with the music, is going back to whether it's the black influence with rock and roll, even some Cuban influence, some Latino influence, British influence, and how we influenced Great Britain. But here's the really cool thing is that I had to finish this class I had to pass. I had to finish this class,
right,
okay?
yeah.
And then I remember my instructor, she goes, you gotta pass this thing now. You gotta pass this thing. And I don't know nothing about music. And so I was studying really hard, and I thought they were going to get into the publishers of this and the cities and
just the songs.
Well, what was cool, and the guy's name is Caress is his name.
I had him.
Did y'all?
Yep.
Really a great guy. I really liked the guy.
He was I lied, but I know who you're talking about.
Well, I invited him to come up on the show, but he's I guess he's a strong believer, and so he was at I'm at church at that time, you know, but we had multiple choice, which I happen to like, and he would play the song, and you had to guess which song, and it was all my genre, you know, the Bob Dylan, Prince, Madonna. Now the rap is where it got me. I didn't know all the rap. I mean, and some of this, but it was cool. Was all the students started singing together.
Yeah.
You know, and you've got to think, my world, I'm in politics, and I see butthurt, I see chaos, I see people arguing about the dumbest crap. I mean, it's stupid, it's so juvenile, then they don't work together. And then I seen all these young people, black, white, and I just sat back and just watched. And it was pretty cool where they all came together. Wasn't no fighting. And they knew the words to the songs. It was really, I think that was the message I was supposed to get, Ron.
That music has a unifying effect too, because it speaks to people where they are and the things that they've gone through.
No matter what you are, who you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you go
It's
into
a
like
unifier.
when you go into a lot of these songs on YouTube and you look at the comments, everybody's telling their story of how they got to that point and like where that song was at their at a specific point in their life. And it's really nice to get a window into that person's life and, you know, where they've come to, how they've gotten there. And so
it's amazing. You can hear a song that'll take you back years. Okay, and I'm old, but it'll take me back years to exactly where I was when I heard that song and what I was going through during that time and what I felt during that time. So music has power to do that.
So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully on stage.
Yeah.
Hopefully on a stage.
Which stage?
Any stage. At this point, I think that's where I belong.
Yeah.
It's just on a stage.
You know, I heard
you're going to the Grand Ole Opry.
I hope so.
I heard Trump speak the other day at the you see that military academy. Was it West Point he spoke at? Inauguration, the little graduation ceremony.
Commencement at I can't remember if it was the Naval Academy or West Point, but it's probably one of the
West Point.
Naval Academy was Vance.
But I love what he said. He said, man, you got to believe in yourself. You got to take a risk, and you got to be willing to step out and out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's lonely.
It is. And you know what? I'll tell you what. My biggest littlest fan is my little girl, and she is what keeps me going because she learns all the words and she gets going, and it's so cute, and she gets to come to all my shows, and it's awesome.
Do you sometimes run ideas by her?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. I
How old is
actually
she?
have her in a song. She's 5.
Oh. 5.
Yeah. She'll be 6 in December. She's a little sassy thing.
They grew up fast.
Oh, yeah.
My little grandbaby, we had her last night, and we got 2. We had the grandbaby. She's 2.5, and took her church today. And shout out Larry Maxwell. He used to babysit her at Miracle, or babysit my son, both my boys at Miracle Baptist, watch them in nursery.
Oh, wow.
And so now it's my boy's baby. So he got to babysit her a couple times, but Larry's just a great guy. But she had a little sassiness the other day. My wife called her Sassy Pants.
Oh, Sassy Pants.
I told her, I said, "You Sassy Pants?" And she looked at me and goes, No, man. Them grandkids, they always say you can give them back. I've always heard that, and now I can relate to it.
That's the beauty of grandparenting.
Yeah.
You can spoil them and give them back.
Those are my niece and nephews that I was showing you.
I mean, it really is true. You know, how many do you have, Roger? Great kids.
Great grandkids or grandkids?
Great.
Oh,
no, you got great grandkids.
I got a great granddaughter will be 7 this year.
Wow.
Yeah, I told you, I'm the oldest one in the building.
Wow. How old a fella are you?
70, man. You know how old a 94-year-old man passed me on the steps. You kept talking about it. You kept wearing me out about it.
He's just in really good shape. That's all.
Oh, what kind of, then he wanted me to go to
He
the
works
gym.
out.
Go to the gym.
Just talking about the stuff for that in there. I said, what are you trying to say to me, man?
Yeah, he works out. Yeah. All right. Yeah, but Mr. Tell you how good a guy this is. He grew up in Old Jefferson. Okay, he's kind of a philanthropist, and I don't like his payday loan, check into bankruptcy, don't get your title back, title max, all them kind of bunch of loan sharks and predatory is what they are. And I even had somebody come up at church and mention to me that their mother-in-law got trapped in one of these things. So borrowed like $5,000, now it's $14,000.
Oh my!
But anyways, he took and stroked a check and helped some people a few years back. I think it was like $80,000 or something.
Oh wow!
But now he still wants to get his money, but he's like, the return is a lot less.
Right.
You know, so tell your brothers, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, don't ever borrow from these people, man. I mean, go sell a kidney or give blood or something. I'm serious. It's getting bad. It's getting really bad.
Oh, I know. We just had an issue with a car dealership that gave us so much problems, and they just get worse and worse. Pay here, buy here, pay here places. Oh yeah, they're the same thing.
Yeah. See, my dad grew up during the Great Depression. He didn't believe in owing no man nothing.
Hey,
I
like the way he thinks.
Yes, you just don't want to get. I mean, y'all's generation is a lot different than ours. I mean, it's everything's so commercialized today. You know, you got to put everything on a credit card, and it's sad because these young people are going to be stuck with this student debt, and then you're going to try to buy a home, and how you buy a home.
Oh, it's so hard these days, and the what you call it is so high. Like it's so high, and it feels like it's never going to go down. Like it looks like it's never going to go down.
Yeah.
One thing I've learned, I bought my first house at 22, and I was telling the governor, I went to the governor, tried to get him to veto this predatory loan bill that sadly was approved, and I said, and anyways, he didn't really want to veto it, but I was telling him, why does this matter to you so much? I said, because the next generation, my grandkids, are going to be paying on this kind of crap, and
won't suffer.
And I said, at least tell these young people, do some financial literacy PSAs, or something to tell these young people, don't get trapped in this. It's nothing but bondage.
Absolutely.
And I told him, I said, I guarantee you, if you didn't have your father in your life, you wouldn't be governor today. Mm-hmm. He looked at me, because my dad just instilled this stuff in me that you don't never want to owe a man, because you're beholden to those folks. I think we got a caller. Caller, go ahead. Hey, caller.
Guys, this is Marty.
How you doing, man?
Hey, Marty.
Hey, how y'all doing? I just want, for the record, do y'all know, I actually wrote a song and wrote the music, and it's in the great hands, the sheet music's in the great hands of Ivan Fleming.
Oh, what's it called?
The song is about me. It's called A Weekend Cowboy.
A Weekend Cowboy? Is it a clean-cut song? I mean, no bad words or anything, is it?
No, sir. It's clean.
Is it?
It's really clean.
Well, how do you tell the story then?
Huh?
Well, how do you tell the story? It'd be difficult, wouldn't it?
Say that again, Mike.
I said it would be difficult to tell the story if you're keeping it clean, right?
Oh, yeah. I can't. My life is not clean.
Yeah. You've done a lot. You've come a long way, though, Marty. You really have.
Yeah, from calling in the gutters at night to sleeping in the streets. I've done good.
You've done all right. You've done all right. You know, you've come a long way from running me off from your insurance company. You know,
I didn't run you off. I threw you out the door.
I was just Stu wouldn't insure me back when I was 17. Rude, very rude.
Oh man!
I promised I was gonna get him back. He come by my car business 15, 16 years later, and I was like, this is my chance, and I was gonna get him. And I already knew what I was going to say, and I had it rehearsed in my head. And then I thought about my mom, what she'd want me to forgive, and I was like, "Mama's play on your heart."
Yeah. Okay, well, let me tell you the other side of the story.
I sold him a truck after that.
He
Go ahead.
made a lot of money off of me.
Yeah, I made a little money. I made a little.
Yeah.
And I
He made
tithed
enough
on it,
that
too.
He found forgiveness in his heart.
Yeah, forgiveness is hard.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I mean, really, you know. Isn't it hard, Marty?
I think it is. It's hard for me. I can tell you that.
I know it is.
It's hard, but it's good,
Right now, I
isn't it?
can't think of her name. But boy, she got a beautiful voice.
Who's that?
The girl that was singing a while ago.
Oh yeah, that's her. Go ahead. Tell me your name.
I'm Mariah. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got a beautiful voice. You really do.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Marty knows some famous people, don't you, Marty?
I know a few every once in a while. I know
Every
you.
once in a while.
No. Now, wasn't you in the movie? Was it Tombstone, or you just on the set?
I was on the set. I was in Billy the Kid and on the set with Tombstone, and then I did a couple of movies in Tennessee.
You got fired by the governor.
Oh,
You
yeah,
did. You got fired. True story.
I will never forget his words, Mike.
Yeah. Now
Well,
keep it
as long
clean.
as
We got to keep it clean now. Keep it clean.
I'm
What'd
going to.
What'd he say?
As long as we agree with each other, why don't you get your AZZ out now?
Yeah. Now that was the governor that got in trouble, Ray Blanton, right?
He didn't get in trouble. He went to prison.
Went to prison. Yeah.
Yeah.
For what? Pardoning a bunch of people, got paid for it or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, here's what's really ironic. Okay, he fired me, and Marie Reggiani wrote a book about him and his pardons. And then they did a movie about the pardons, and I played the part of an FBI agent in the movie.
But that's the one with Fred Thompson in it.
That's funny.
Yeah, Fred Thompson was in it.
Yeah.
That's pretty ironic there, Marty.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know.
I thought it was ironic.
Speaking of pardons, I mean, give God the glory for it. My friend Justin Bashir, it's in the news. Channel 2 aired it. He got a pardon from the governor, and you know, there's nobody really lobbying for freedom, is what I say. There's a song in this guy's story. You know Justin Bashir?
I do.
There is a song with this guy. Let me tell you, he got arrested at 17 selling drugs and cocaine, marijuana. Charged at 18. Turned his life around. He's a true craftsman, and the state allowed him to adopt 4 kids from foster care, but he couldn't coach his own kids' ball team. Tell me if that ain't a disconnect in our culture.
Huh?
There's all these lobbyists running around making big money and nobody lobbying for freedom. So anyways, give God the glory for it. The governor signed off this month on the pardon. So shout out to Justin and Troy Ross, and there's others that advocated on his behalf, you know. But you're looking for an opportunity to write a song.
Yeah.
There's a song about Justin, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
You know.
I might work into that.
Go. This guy. You talk about a craftsman. He's also a minister now, and I think he's coaching. Is it a homeschool baseball, little league?
I don't know.
You know. Anyway, Channel 2 did a nice story.
Amazing
craftsman.
craftsman.
He really is.
His woodworking stuff that he does is.
Well, Marty, what did you think about that movie? Was that movie portrayed accurately?
As far as I was concerned, it did. He showed him as a crook, a liar, and a thief.
And he was, wasn't he?
He was. That's what I'm saying.
Ray Blanton, yeah.
And he was an alcoholic. The day he fired me, I know Scotch. I can smell good Scotch.
Okay.
And he had a Scotch in one hand and a cigarette in the other, sitting on the sofa with his legs crossed.
Which room? Which room? You're talking about the state capitol, the first floor, with the governor's offices.
We was up in the Capitol. No, he came. I had an office in the Capitol at the time, and I had one in the Cordell Hall building.
Okay.
And I was in the Capitol.
On the ground floor, where the state offices, a lot of state offices are?
Well, you talking about the Cordell Hall or the Capitol?
No, at the Capitol.
Okay, no, I was on the same floor as the governor.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. I was chief of personnel for the state of Tennessee.
That's pretty cool.
And then what'd you do after that?
I messed around for a while looking for a job, and I sent out my resume to several places, and State Farm hired me.
That's when you become an agent. Okay.
And September the 1st of this year, I'll be celebrating 50 years with the State Farm logo.
Wow.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is pretty cool. You know.
It's crazy how you find your one industry.
He built that building. You were how old? 33?
Uh-huh.
And was it Sam really gave you the idea to build it, or Paul Johns?
It was you. Take the credit where credit's due, Mike.
No, I
You're
didn't.
the one telling me get out there.
I was just a baby when that was going on.
Oh, you were?
I was just a baby. Yep.
But that's where my barn was over there. I had a barn with all my horses over there.
Yeah, all that was with the J.S. Young Farm.
Uh-huh.
So J.S. Young Road, J.S. Young Farm. And that was, you built that when Nissan announced, right?
Yeah. Yeah, when they I don't even know if they had announced yet. Mr. McClary, who lives
Richard's dad that sold Nissan. Okay.
Yeah, he called me up that Wednesday night, and he said, "You're not going to believe who just left my house."
It was the governor.
And he said, "The governor and a bunch of chinks."
Marty. You mean that? All right. Okay.
Those were his words.
Well, that's what his words were. Okay, we got to be careful.
And then I would never say that.
Yeah.
But what about Carl Montgomery?
I know. He wanted to name.
Tell him what he wanted to name Nissan Drive.
Pearl Harbor Boulevard, right out front. Yeah. But see, there was a lot of hardship after the war. You know, I remember my dad. You know, World War II. He was fighting the Germans. Major Walls fought the Japanese. And Major Walls, I never heard him say anything negative about the Japanese. Well, he owned the Omni Hut, so a lot of them would have meetings over there. Well, Marty, we're going to have to wrap up. Thanks for calling in, brother.
Okay. Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you. Ron, why don't you tell us any folks out there that want to look into what you do with some of your instruction and about music? I'll give you some words.
Especially right now with summer coming on, because we have summer camps for kids, kindergarten through high school, with music, rock band camps for all ages, and also visual art, and then musical theater camps too. So
how do they get a hold of you?
Carpe Artista, CarpeArtista.com.
And y'all are right there across from the train depot.
No, we are actually in the at the corner of Old Nashville Highway and Hazelwood.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Next to the urgent care.
Okay.
Yep.
And if folks want to know more about you,
I'm on YouTube, any of the platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, under Raya Baby, RIYABABY, and that name will be changed soon.
All right. Also, my buddy, Vice Mayor Steve No says hello, Ron.
Hey, Steve. Shout out to you. Thanks, Steve.
He fixed our hot water heater at our salon. These girls called back December. My wife called me. They don't have hot water. There's got to be a song in this somewhere. Oh, and I called Steve, the vice mayor. He come over and fix hot water heater. You know.
Yeah. Hey, I got you. I'll make you something.
Let's work on it, okay? Thank you, Connor. Congratulations on graduating. And Jeremy, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Roger, thank you. Thank you, Ron. And folks, we'll catch up with you next week.